One, Marlo is officially out of her mind. Two, we're finally seeing the teams form. Three, I'm going to need Sanya to pick a side, right? I'm going to need her to do that. And four, Kenya, that old Kenya, I may say, kind of came through tonight. I'm going to talk about all of that and more right after this. What's up, kinfolk, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. If you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. Alright, kinfolk, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about, and it centers around this week's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, where we can once and for all probably agree that Marlo is out of her mind. Two, that old Kenya kind of came up this episode. And three, Sanya is going to have to pick a side. Oh, and four, Todd is absolutely right. Candy, I'm siding with Todd on this one. So what am I talking about? This week's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta proved once and for all for me that Marlo is completely out of her mind. So the scene opens up, and this is this one scene where Marlo opens up, and I think she was talking to, I forgot who she was talking to, and she was talking about how she put her nephews out to go live with her baby sister for 30 days. So she calls her baby sister and she asks him, what is Michael and his brother doing? And she says one of the nephews is on the couch just playing video games and not taking a bath and not eating right. And so Marlo gets mad at her. About what are they doing? You will be taking care of them. Da, 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 da. And this is why I say Marlo, in my opinion, is officially out of her mind. How are you going to get mad at your sister for not fulfilling a responsibility that you took on? That's crazy. And it's also crazy with this. We're seeing Marlo continue to try and gaslight people around her. It happened again tonight. How are you going to gaslight your baby sister and making her believe that the things that are going wrong in your life with your nephews is because of her? The fact that she's not parenting the way that you want her to parent your neighborhood, your nephews, all goes to show that Marlo, maybe you need to be the one parenting. Go back and get your nephews. Those are the responsibilities that you took on. You just can't throw them out whenever you get tired of them. Those are children, Marlo. Those are actual humans with actual feelings and awareness. And tonight, I just really feel like Marlo doesn't get it. Even tonight when she went to the therapist session, Marlo was like, I thought I'd never be on one of these couches. And I'm thinking to my head, maybe you should have been on one of these couches, trying to figure out why are you acting and behaving in the way you are acting and behaving. And you know, Marlo had a very honest moment about her fears about being just like her mom and the reason why she never wanted kids. But for me, I just feel like Marlo is still living as if she is just the only person she has to take care of. And I understand as a parent or a guardian, you have to prioritize your mental health and you have to take care of yourself. But the way Marlo is going about doing it, it just seems very vain. It just seems like it's all about her. Like she goes to family counseling without her nephews. And I kind of feel like if you're going to go to family counseling, yeah, you can go the first trip by yourself. But in all honesty, I feel like that is something that you all should be walking through together. And it just goes to show to me how selfish Marlo is. Now, I don't know her personally, but she is really coming off selfish. And I think this is why her and Kenya have issues. Marlo coming off selfish, it always shows that she can never see the other side of the story and no one else's feelings. And that becomes very frustrating after a while. And after a while, when you constantly do that to someone, they feel like, you know what, we're not friends. And that's one reason why I think that Kenya has really just stepped back from Marlo. Marlo has made up in her mind not to see the other person's side of the story. It's always, I'm right, you're wrong. And if you come up with a rational reason as to why I'm wrong, then I'm going to gaslight you to make you feel like that you're wrong and I'm absolutely right. And the thing is, you see how Kenya backed away from her? If she keeps doing this with her nephews are going to do the same thing as well. And another thing I need Marlo to understand, that Marlo, you and Kenya are not friends. Kenya has made that very abundantly clear. And that's another reason why I think Marlo is delusional. Because Kenya has already told you, you all are not friends. And I think Marlo, once you start moving in that light, your relationship or your thought process about Kenya would change dramatically. But I feel like Marlo Kinfolk has to stop being so delusional. Now, Kinfolk, moving right along. Now, there are a lot of other good moments in this episode. And let me add this little caveat to it before I go to the next cast member. These ladies are delivering every single episode. This episode, the drama was so even, and the highs and then the pitches of the drama, then it drops back down and evens out, and it gives us another pitch and then it evens us out. There was never just a consistent flat line in this episode, and there was never a consistent like high moments where we got like very drained by drama. These ladies are delivering. And I'm going to tell you something. A lot of people talk about Drew, but Drew is really carrying a lot of these scenes and making these ladies show up to work. And that brings me to the next cast member, Sheree. Sheree. This is why I think Sheree is delivering this season. Sheree is eating these women up in her confessionals. It is all Real Housewives of Atlanta shade. I mean, it's just blunt, it's calm, it's even, it's witty, and it's just quick, and it's very impactful. Like the shade that she's throwing Drew and the other ladies in this episode, it goes to show you why Sheree is an OG. And tonight, I saw for the first time why Bravo doesn't mind bringing Sheree back every season or every other season, because of her OG mentality, and she knows what she's doing, especially when it comes to confessionals. I will say this: Sheree looks very good for her age, and I'm siding with the other ladies. Drew, you can only hope you look as good as Sheree does at 52, because Sheree can give a 20-year-old a run for their money. Sheree body is solid. I mean, I don't care what nobody says. Sheree looks good. And it also brings us to the next thing, this birthday party that Sanya put on for Sheree. You know, Sanya is trying. But I'm like, Kenya, where is she going with this dry food, bro? Like, you know, I think that Sanya is trying, but I think, you know, she's going to need a couple more seasons to really get into how these ladies operate when it comes to grandeur, when it comes to throwing parties and things of that nature. I think she has the potential, but right now she's just lacking in that grand housewife personality and drama and the way they do events that we have come so accustomed to seeing. I will say this though, I do think Sanya was right in one regard. I do like how she has confronted this issue that her and Kenya were having when Kenya hung up the phone. I do believe that Sanya has some valid points. And I think also that she has to realize that Kenya is at this point a veteran. So when she does things like that, it's just to get up under your skin, to get a reaction. And you shouldn't take it as personal. You should actually just throw some more quick shade at her just to even the playing field out. And that's why I said this episode, we saw a little bit of that old Kenya coming out. That little old veteran Real Housewives of Atlanta season 6, 7, 8 Kenya coming out for Sanya. And also, Kinfolk, just to wrap everything up with Kandi and Todd, I 100% agree with Kandi and Kayla and Riley in regards to how Todd reads as a parent. They were not wrong at all. Todd reads as the type of parent who is very, you know, not necessarily tight with money, but is very controlling with money and wants his children. He's always trying to teach them a lesson. He always wants them to try to get it out the mud. And I understand how, that can build up character in a child. Because I look at Kayla. Let me tell you something. Kayla might not like Todd's financial fathering, but I'm willing to believe and bet on the fact if you throw Kayla out into any environment, she knows how to survive. She knows how to get out there and hustle and get to the bag. Not saying Riley doesn't. I think Riley knows how to get to the money and go out there and hustle in a very conventional way. But I feel like Riley can go out there and hustle and get to the money and be successful in a very unconventional way. So in that aspect, Todd is right. However, like Kayla was saying, it comes off very detached, and the fathering doesn't have that kind of personal relationship. And this is why I feel like Candy is correct. However, I feel like Todd is right about this part. When Todd was saying, God forbid anything happened to him and to Candy, he was left there to be in charge of her estate. Then, the way Todd wanted to issue out the money, I think it was very smart. 20-year-olds, they might, how we are in 20. We think we know everything. We think we can handle money. We think that we know what's right for our lives. In actuality, we don't. And then, so you get in your 30s and your 40s, you're more comfortable with yourself. You understand how money works and what money does and how it can help enhance your life. And so I think Todd was very accurate about giving them money like in increments instead of all at one time. Because you know how easily it can be to blow $2 million living in New York. I mean, that's fairly easy to do. So in that aspect, I think Todd was right. The only problem is I don't think he knew exactly how to articulate that to the ladies to make them understand where he was coming from. But kinfolk, just to close things out, I want to say these ladies, I feel like, are delivering each and every weekend. These new producers are doing a great job. If you think this season is boring, then I really feel like you're not a fan of Real Housewives at all. You're not really a true Real Housewives of Atlanta connoisseur, because if you are, and if you've been here for a couple of seasons, you can see how the way these ladies are interacting with each other. It is the same type of interaction that we have seen in seasons 10, seasons 8, season 7, and season 6. I mean, it's the same type of interaction. It's just different people. The ladies are really not holding back, and I mean, it's kind of like, I'm really getting old school Real Housewives of Atlanta vibes. And I just feel like anybody who says anything different, I think that they're just really not watching this season the way some of us are. But kinfolk, let me know what you guys think about this week's episode down in the comments section below. Are you liking it? Are you loving it? Do you think it was okay? I want to know. Alright, kinfolk, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys over on the next one. Peace.